Hello. How's everybody doing today? Boom. So, here's how it goes. This is where I'm at right now with my JohnnyTronic. So I'm starting on the Lightning, which if you want to see me continue some of these things at a little more length, come check me out on the on Twitch too. I'm heading over there every once in a while to make sure I put a little more time in on these things. A lot of times I go from one and I leave and go to other stuff, but if I keep sticking on this to finish it, and it's more like I'm waiting, I'm doing it to do it kind of in in front of people fashion. So with that, I've been continuing over on the Twitch stream. So as you can see, I have been tuning up the JohnnyTronic here. I have been feathering out all of these tight lines to just smooth them out. So I don't know if anyone can notice it or not from anything in the past if you've been paying attention to any. Well, how about this? You can go take a look at it on my Instagram page, which, boom, across the way, skip, is my Instagram at DansArtland1. My website is www.dansartland.com. So I have been working on the pants. I'm going to do a little more feathering over here. I'm going to jump straight into my JohnnyTronic Leia. And I'm going to, I put the sword in here. I might take the sword out of this one, but I don't want to have a bunch of layers, you know, a bunch of grouping layers too on the outside, because then I'm going to have to group the groups, and that's when things get a little cranky. So let's go down the color. Now I am, boom. So what I did was I duplicated the black line layer. I had that as a full separate layer. So what I did was I duplicated it, so I still have the one that still looks kind of more like this, where the lines cut real sharp, instead of these ones that are on this side of the elbow pad. They're smooth and feathered out. These ones down here look blocky and chunky. So I like to take afterward and smooth them. Gives it a fun look that I like. Boo 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 boo. If something doesn't act the way it's supposed to be, after you start working with this for a while, you'll start to realize where you're probably skipping a step somewhere. So, elections look funky. I don't know who I'm gonna. I don't know. Like, there's like all sorts of different ways you can look at so many different things. That for me, I don't know what to even. I'm not really political because I realize there's a way of thinking that is political, and then there is a way of thinking that is just like, yeah, but I kind of just want to live, and I want to just keep going with my day. I don't want to be thinking about this at an extensive rate. Sorry, everybody. My mouse. It's my Wacom Pad mouse. Inside there's like there's something slipping in there, and what it does is there's like a piece of plastic or something, and it slips underneath where I think the touch part has to touch. So every once in a while this thing gets a little cranky. So I apologize. I don't want to be startling anybody. So for anybody who's wanting a relaxing, enjoying conversation, all of a sudden you're I apologize. So how's everybody's day today? I don't want it that hard. As a matter of fact. Okay, let me shrink up the line because it's not like it's ugly. It's just if you get it too big, I was starting to notice there was a complete differentiating line that I wasn't really happy with. So I'm gonna go back up to my JohnnyTronic copy layer. So here's my JohnnyTronic layer. That's the come on lines. And then these are. That's why it was looking a little dark. I had both of them. There we go. That looks better. Doesn't look bad either way, really. That doesn't look half bad either. I just like it a little more in the armpit zone like this because that one armpit where the arm's up, it looks kind of like there's some folded cloth in there along with the sharp contrasting dark lines that I put in there, or the black lines is what they are. So, I don't know who would even be a... I still say this. How about this? I'll vote when they start testing the president. That's what I'm thinking. I know it sounds crazy. You're like, you don't vote? It's like, I don't know who. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm highly mathematical, highly logical. That's just me. I know it sounds crazy for looking at a guy who does comic book style stuff, but that's the way I like to roll. Very logic. Just give me some logic to work with here and we'll get this thing done. But what I'm noticing is there is zero logic in how we run our government right now. It's, or any government really. I can't see it in any. It has to be exactly the weird. It doesn't have to be exactly the weird conspiracy, but it's almost like there's something to it. It has to be something maybe to the fact that there's an elite people who just look at us as like, yeah, you guys are just.
So, all you parents out there, soon, very soon probably, my dad is going to be making my channel. It's best ever. I know you've been guys just been waiting for a bunch of wedding times. And
Speaking of, there's going to be a buddy showing up tomorrow, and we might get something cool in the toy box zone to work on to check a few things out. Busting it live. But so maybe after this weekend, I think I want to do something with a buddy. He's got a friend that the parents were okay with him joining in because we're just going to be doing toy box stuff. We're not going to do anything crazy. We don't like to do anything wild. We are here to have fun. We are wild boys. As you can see, I'm not anywhere near as wild as my awesome boy.
And we're getting out some new Valentine's merch, of course. Gotta say, because you really need to like this video and get that merch. Yeah.
It is true, actually. There's going to be some JohnnyTronic Valentine's merch, so it's more like kids merch. I might actually get some stuff going to where it's kind of like Be My Valentine-ish, but it's going to be like, what I want to do is it's going to be more like Mario, but it's going to be JohnnyTronic punching up on a heart, which is, of course, a health, a power up, or a power, you know, an extra life almost. So I figured that would also be good for Valentine's Day. It would look good for boys who may not always thoroughly enjoy the connotations of Valentine's Day being so lovey-dovey. I figured it'd be fun. And I have some other ones too. I have the heart that has the wings and stuff. I got that going a while ago. And that one's more or less, like I said, we're not really relying on any of these things. I do a lot of my other stuff. I do 3D printing and other stuff for people. I do logos and whatnot. Check out my website for any more. And we're just doing the merch for fun to see, you know, if anyone likes the stuff we're doing. We also want to be getting some toy things going. I'm working on some figurines.
So yeah, check out my channel when it comes out.
DaddyBot JohnnyTronic. The JohnnyTronic section is going to start popping. My boy. Love him. Greatest boy in the world for his daddy. Takes care of his daddy. So that's cool. Okay. So I like that. That looks sweet. Look at that. See that close up there? Dude, that looks so clean. I don't even have to do too much when it comes down to... I'm going to still have to get in there with a little bit of shading. So let me do this. Over here I got a section that's well and dark. Like right there. That's the color I'm looking for. Not a little too dark. It would appear we're going to find out. That's pretty dark. I like it. I like it. Go back to the color. So the color layer is, of course, below it, lower. And this will then allow me to just play with, you know, I do that all the time. I have to do this thing where I click over here, then I can move it over. Yeah, I want to pull it out just a bit more. That looks so sweet right there. So what I do on this right here, if you want to see, so this is the way it looked. So there's that layer, and then there's that layer. I just went in there with, you know, pen tool and inked in a, when I say inked in, I mean digitally inked in, but inked in a tight set of lines. So it looked more like this. That was me inking it. So from there, this is what it looks like now. So I'm smoothing these out, and you can just see it now. Woo, that looks sweet. I want to see something real quick right here, since I'm out. Oh, that looks just clean. And if you mix it in with the shading in that armpit zone on the side over here, it looks a little bit, it doesn't look as clean on this one. This, I just like that right there. $13 in. I'm gonna put about another 2 minutes into this thing here. So let me get a little bit of the, let me get my airbrushing tool. I have it at 38%. Let's pick it up to about 50. 70.
Woo, it's so good!
He's watching stuff. Goopy boy. Love that boy. Come on, boy. So, I wish people were chatting because I would love to hear how people's day was going. Wish everybody a good day. Okay. Let me drop down the opacity a bit. Get us down to about 50%. About 50% here. Shrink it up and then pull some of these lines. I'm gonna get it right to the triangle. I'll eventually go in maybe even with the red into the triangle. It just won't go over that yellow well. It just won't go over that yellow well. I'm probably gonna have to rope tool off the JT after I do blue. I'm gonna have to probably go in there with a deep dark bluish color. I might be able to, let me see real quick. See, that doesn't look bad, but you can see it's red. I might be able to just drop the opacity when I do dip into the blue though. I'll see. I wonder what movie I'm going to see next. What movie did we see last? It's funny because I hear a lot of critics who are like pro-critics. They're like, oh, no, I can't believe they did this with this movie. And then they get real deep and they'll talk about like very specific things. I watch some people too. I like it. I don't mind it. I don't mind hearing some of the depth. I don't mind hearing what people who would consider themselves. How about this? That's all they can be right now. Consider themselves to be industry talkers. I don't even mind what they say. I mean, they're going to be critical to a degree about certain things. But with that, I'm also saying, me, if I'm entertained, I'm going to like it probably. Like, if it's putting effort and people had to go through so much effort to make something that's going to be entertaining, I'm going to put some effort into seeing if I can enjoy it instead of pick it apart. Like, you get these true diehard Star Wars fans, God bless them, you know, they love their stuff. This is the thing that they really dig. And I to a degree understand it, but once again, to a degree understand it. It's just, if you're entertained, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's so many people who put so much work. How about this? What if you're an artist? I'm taking this from my point of view here. And you crank out some sweet costumes and you go way out of your way. And most people will to a degree. There's going to be a group that will notice at least that for the most part. But to be a part of a movie that fans will suddenly turn into something almost more, where you're like, no, I'm gonna put so much time into that. You don't even like it. And you find out that it's nothing to do with what you did as an artist. It had to do with the fact that the fans felt betrayed on their fandom. Like, we've invested a lot of time, a lot of money into this thing that we really love, and there was, for whatever reason, a forsakening, and I want that righted. You, that looks tight. That looks tight. That looks so good. Oh, sweet. Then I'm gonna put, of course, a little. See, it's a little too thick. This one here, so close. When I do that, I just saturate it with that shade. Like that. There we go. Smudgy. Smudgy the fudgy. Let me fudge this around a little bit. It's funny, I'm always looking to see, because you sometimes want the line. It's hard to say. Fabric doesn't always just roll and look smooth. It does all sorts of weird dances. And the more you can make it dance in a way that feels legit. Light's got to be in there. Like, I missed a little bit of, like, right here needs a little, there it is. Just needed some color for me to smooge around in there. Now let's do something with the wire. Let's take a look to see how it looks from the, oh yeah, look at that. That's starting to pop. Could probably even darken a little more in the bottom of the tummy area there. I like the lightning now, it's starting to kick. I want the lightning to, that's like the first wrap around. Now I'm going to have the ones that go in and touch the sword blade. So it's going to look like it's dancing off the sword blade itself. But I mean, to be honest, you have to still be able to enjoy, your eye has to be able to enjoy it. So you go too detailed, no one's going to see it. As a matter of fact, it just turns into fuzz. So you have to be distinctive about these things. You have to create a distinctiveness that will pull things and separate things, and sometimes it goes against what you would say is like, yeah, there may be micro lightning things, little shocks going off, but really you're not going to show it because in this level of pixelization that you're going to be putting your art through, it's not going to come through. So you have to just kind of dumb down that aspect of it by creating a different feel to it. I think that's actually not a bad thing. That's actually kind of makes you pull out the essence of it more, making it maybe a little bit denser for the eye. But I know I can probably, you know what I want to do? I might want to add a little bit of purple in through certain areas, like where it dips back behind the blade. Put some purple in there a little bit so it kind of looks like there is a differentiating, because it goes behind a mist. Like right here, there's a bit of mist. And I do want to have a laser beam, but instead I was going to put like right in front of him. But then he would be too, you know, if that was the case, he would be too much into the fact that he just saw that. So I'm going to have it go like right behind him. Yeah, right behind him. And then I want to animate this eventually. This one would be fun to animate, because if you look at it proper, from like a distance, like right here, boom. He's popping pretty hard in the front, in the foreground, enough to where background characters, I'm just trying to think how I want to animate them. I could animate them straight up 3D Blender style, create a real simple mesh, and just move the arm down, because I would love to have the axe come from way in the back to way in the foreground, almost to like maybe right up and in like the crease here. But the whole time I would love to have the camera pan up from like the bottom, have it come up, and then as it starts to come up to here, then it starts to open up, and then from there show just a hand coming out of something. So all you gotta do is have an attached arm off camera frame, pull out that blaster, and then you just kind of see it lift up pretty simply by just kind of, you know, just keeping it the same direction, moving it out of frame, and then when it comes to, you'll see it like he is right there. So by the time you pull out, he's gonna have it right there. By the time he gets to there, it's bam, and then maybe have it pull off camera, so you will see this being in frame, and then all of a sudden he goes off this way to frame as the camera goes a little more this way to follow the axe, maybe coming off a little more to the edge. And then I would love to hear like a voice of my boy laughing, and then a couple of like blasts go off, and then something like, "Nice try, sucker." He says that all the time he's playing video games. "Nice try, sucker." He says it. Look, I think, come on, do it. It does not sound fun for me. It's cute for him. Okay, everybody. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up right here. I'm gonna keep jamming on this though. I'm really digging this. I might go straight over to Twitch right now. My handle on Twitch is Dan's Artland. Not hard to find. Go take a look for it. I'm running most things Dan Artland 1. If you can't find it, just keep looking. Not many things do I have as DaddyBot JohnnyTronic. We are DaddyBot JohnnyTronic YouTube channel. And the reason for that is because this was done in regards to my son. He wanted to have a YouTube channel. I ended up hijacking it for the most part with the DaddyBot stuff going, because I can go live real simply and just, you know, be doing these things live. So it's been easy for me to get some videos out there, which is what I've been wanting to do, is just start to fill up my content. And then from there, we're going to start popping JohnnyTronic stuff. And that's where things are going to get fun and cool. So I think I'm going to do a weekend show. I'm going to do some weekend filming, should I say, for a next week show for JohnnyTronic. And then from there, I'm really excited to hear what anyone says about it, because really, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. He's trying to find his way for this as well, because we do want this to be fun, actually. We actually do want this. My son loves his YouTube. For him to be able to do this is actually, it actually means something. He really does. we think about these things. You should see it. It's hilarious. It's our version of storyboarding as he runs around and does stuff that he wants to do. So it's one of those where we're very excited about this. So we would love to have people get excited with us. Please tell me what you think about it. I would love to see more people showing up. I'm learning more and more on how to kind of get myself all the way out there to find out who is the watchers of this kind of stuff. Go take a look at my Twitch channel. Like I said, it's Dan's Artland, DANSARTLAND. Boom. I will probably be continuing on that for a little while while I want to get this thing done. So once I finish the foreground scene, so I'm almost done with my son right now. I really am almost done with him. I'm going to get him done quickly, but I'm going to get him done nice. So I really have tightened up the lines more than I have done for a lot of my other comics that I do. I usually pull lines straight up and straight out and then hit color on it and then do light shading right behind that. This I've been moving other layers around to get a good shading. I've really put a little more into the hair to get that real fun look for the hair. So this is where I can take a lot of my art to. If anyone does like what I have going on, please take a look at my website. This ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Take a look at my Instagram. Take a look at my website. I have a lot of my life drawing stuff. I can do any kind of straight up acrylic. I can do any kind of art. That's just what I like to do. Art is my thing. I can do any form, any fashion. And this is just where I kind of want to be taking it right now. I want to do live action comics. I want it to be on my website. That's what I kind of want to get myself into. I've been looking at a couple really fun comics where people have been putting a little bit of effort into making their comics a little more motion friendly. So that way you can have a fun little swiping thing going on your phone that's also live action, so that as something happens, you then swipe to the next page and then something can actually happen in the scene. And if you're scrolling, like it would be able to scroll through like what I just said with my son, being able to have a little animatic. Once again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will have a lot more coming out. It's gonna get more exciting, people. Please start watching. Please start enjoying. Me and my son are really into this. We are having fun. I wouldn't mind being a YouTuber, even though I don't really worry about like money. I just want to be able to have fun with people. That's kind of where I'm at. I would rather be having good conversations with people. A little bit nutty, a little bit fun. What do you want to do about it? Me and my boy, he's more fun, more energy than me. So come and enjoy us, everybody. Until tomorrow morning at 7. Peace. Let me bring us to the end of the day. To the end of the day. This is the end of my show. At the end of the day, go eat some dinner and watch a little TV, Netflix or some Hulu. I don't know what you want to watch. Watch some more YouTube. Woo! Check it out, y'all. Have a good one. Bye!